Hi folks, Puffin here. Just wanted to make a video about Sinead O'Connor, Britney Spears, Foxzen, and Wyld Stallyns. Uh, Sinead O'Connor just has a book come out. I heard about this on NPR, an autobiographical book that they say she's a great prose writer, the NPR critic did. And that's no surprise. She's a great songwriter. She seems like an awesome, spirited person. So I'm looking forward to reading her book. But they talked about it a little bit on NPR, and I wanted to talk about it as it relates to Britney Spears as well. But to focus on Sinead O'Connor, they said that the thing that they mentioned from her book that she says is that while it was considered that her ripping up a picture of the Pope on Saturday Night Live had derailed her career, it actually got her career back on the right track, in her opinion. She got refocused instead of being, the top #1 star on, doing her music. Or I don't know exactly how she describes it. You'll have to read her book. But it sounded really interesting. Now, I was on her side when she ripped up the picture of the Pope in the first place, and I thought that was stupid that it derailed her career. That, people had too much herd mentality, groupthink, instead of thinking for themselves and trying to get the message out of it, because she had whatever reason she had to rip up the Pope. I don't want to presume what that was, but I know she had her reasons, and the idea was to get the message across. I don't know specifically what it was, but I know a number of things that you could be criticizing the Pope for. I think that was Pope John Paul at the time. And uh, that for that to derail her career, I thought was ridiculous. I thought that, for her to be banned, censored and stuff from Saturday Night Live or whatever what else happened at the time, I thought was ridiculous and anti-American, anti-free speech. So I was on her side, from the beginning in that. But I'm also glad that she sees it as a way to have shifted her role from the spotlight and the #1 star to the artist, or whatever she shifted to from that role. And then that's what I wanted to compare it to Britney Spears. Because if you read my book, The Art of Betrayal by God, betrayal can be a good thing, but betrayal is usually a bad thing, or people often think of betrayal as a bad thing. I talk about good betrayal in my book, but Britney was betrayed by her dad, betrayed by her family, and put under this conservatorship, which we're just now hearing about because Britney's been in court talking about it. And the details are pretty horrific and sexist and frightening and just unfair, to where you have a lot of sympathy for Britney and none for her dad, who's taking advantage of her by having her under this conservatorship where he gets to control all the things she does, and she's, an adult woman. Anyway, so free Britney. That's the point that's going around right now. I tried hard to get Facebook to add a little frame to my profile yesterday when I was on Facebook and just couldn't get it to stick. But that's just for everybody, for artists, for people who are wrongfully under conservatorships, people who don't have rights, people who are kids, lots of kids who are in foster care systems, stuff like this, or just kids in their own homes who don't have certain rights that everyone needs, and people who are put into these situations where their rights are taken away. For what reason? What did Britney Spears do? Shave her head? I don't remember, but it seems like it's obviously a very unfair situation that needs to be addressed. Now, it reminds me of the difference between Sinead O'Connor going from being really famous to being more of an artist, or being able to focus on being an artist, or what she did with her life after leaving that type of spotlight. And Britney Spears, who I don't want to say is a victim of her fame, she's a victim of her dad victimizing her, abusing her, controlling her. That's what she's a victim of. Now, it is a result of her fame, and it makes me think about Wyld Stallyns, the band from Bill and Ted's movies. And I just saw the Bill and Ted's Face the Music movie. It's awesome. I love it. I recommend it. It's like looking in a mirror. And Foxzen, my band, Foxzen, which we're not famous, but I always make the joke that we're like Wyld Stallyns. We're just like Wyld Stallyns. We're going to save the world in the future, just not musically like Wyld Stallyns, but that's what we're like. And it makes you think about being obscure, because I don't want to spoil that movie for you, but the idea of Bill and Ted Wyld Stallyns being obscure and then needing to be famous to save the world, Well, Foxzen has been an obscure band for 8 years, as long as we've made music. It's been obscure music that not many people know about. But I can still see it being famous and saving the world in the future, and probably need to make some more music to make that happen. But I see it happening, and I see the idea of not being famous as a good thing in some ways. It avoids certain pitfalls. It avoids certain people trying to control you or attack you in certain ways. Um, but then I also see the benefit of being famous, of having a voice, of being able to use that voice, like seeing Lady Gaga talk to Dr. King the other day about the beloved community and ending racism in America, ending racism and white supremacy in the world. You can use fame for good things, and should. And that's what I want to do. I think that's a good thing to do. I think Sinead O'Connor was doing that. But we can get more used to supporting people doing that and helping people through that and freeing Britney. So thanks for watching, sharing, commenting, and see you soon. And listen to Foxzen if you get a chance.